Hello, Speed Gaming. We have today a Super Metroid Randomizer Season 3 Week 5 match. And our runners today will be Dirksu from Team Tales of the Dreaded Metroid and Aussie 101 from Team Shaktool's Digging Game. And it looks like, yep, the runners are ready, and we should be starting very shortly. And there they go. And of course, we're in week 5 of the Randomizer League, so the logic will be major and minor items, but with boss Rando. And also, as well, to be clear, there must be at least one swap between the bosses. That's guaranteed by the logic. So as the runners head down into Blue Brinstar, we'll see what our first item will be, along with that Morph Ball. And we're going to check out for missiles first and find supers. And Speed Booster. That's a pretty interesting pickup. Certainly in the game. And missiles. Okay. Well, the speed will get them out of, or to Green Brinstar. So there still could be pretty much everything. Any item at Bomb Trizo. But having speed is always really nice, as there are 2 locations in Rando that are speed required. Be able to make those checks. And yes, yeah, since they don't have power bombs yet, we will have to see where those first PB pack ends up. And Dirksu will be the first to reach Bomb Terizo. And it's just an E-Tank. And both runners gonna have to take force to take the Alcatraz exit and the short charge to get through those breakable blocks. Terminator is another E-Tank. So could be slight concerns if we do not find a power bomb at the Brinstar Reserve location, which will be coming up next. Yeah, both runners still pretty close. We got a virtual sync. I know these are both actually these runners are both very skilled in terms of mechanics. So I am expecting a great matchup here. And with that speed booster, they had the option to either mock bowl or take the intended vanilla route, and a vanilla reserve. Brinstar Reserve. And they both decide to grab it. Yeah, Ozzy's gonna check this back item first. Still no PBs. I did not see what was under the bridge. And okay, looks like it was probably just, yeah, it wasn't PBs. Yeah, otherwise we would have grabbed it. So at least for now, that Edikun's spot is gonna have to be skipped. Can't access it. Into Big Pink, and we have a minor check, and it's just still more missiles. Got charge missiles available and supers, but once again, we're gonna have to miss out on a couple of checks here with power bombs still at large. The wave gate location, charge actually, and waterway are all gonna have to be. They're gonna come back to it, unless we might see a. We do have the pipe in Green Hill. Nope, that's just more missiles. So yeah, I know that ever since the last season, they did change it so that powerbomb hunts are, at least they were not supposed to be buried this deep, but it looks like the runners will have to actually have to find those power bombs. Yep, and both runners deciding to just go down. That's very prudent play, as going up would be a huge gamble with no power bombs available. And as it hits the Spazer location, they find high jump boots. That's a really nice pickup, especially since they grabbed speed early. Their movement will be very nice in this early stage. And it looks like Ozzy is going to choose to go down first. Because, yeah, a reminder that since this is boss rando, Kraid could very well not be at his vanilla location. So what runners tend to do here is at least take a save, either in Kraid's lair or at Business Center, before checking the... Oh, wait, no, they couldn't even check Kraid. My bad. Yeah, because no bombs or power bombs. Oh, but there they are, though. They do find their power bombs in front of high jump, the high jump room. And plasma. That's a great, well, the best beam, one of the best beams to find. Not progression, but really good, especially if they end up finding charge beam. So I'd say with this relatively low energy, I think checking ice is fine since they are already here. But after that, they're going to definitely be taking a look at what's at Kraid and possibly even backtracking to Brinstar to see all those checks that they missed. Yeah, so Ozzy can take that save as well as Dirksu. It is an E-tank, and it looks like Ozzy will decide to keep that tank. Will Dirksu keep the tank? He will as well. And it looks, oh, and Ozzy is just going to skip Kraid and Brinstar. He's going straight over to, looks like Bubble Mountain. And meanwhile, Dirksu actually taking the Croc Speedway bottom route. Okay, we already have some very interesting divergence going on this race. And Ozzy looks like he's on his way to Croc as well. So we actually double Croc play. That is quite interesting. Dirksu, a little low on health, but does have those reserves. Yeah, he should be fine. Oh, oh. One more missile? Okay, that's actually a little dangerous for Dirksu. Barely had enough ammo for Croc. Yeah, I don't think he has quite enough health to check that Croc E-tank. At least until after the refill. Meanwhile, Ozzy taking down Croc with a little more ease. So different routes. They both went to Croc, but just took different routes to get there. And we have, again, a virtual sync on the screen. Yeah, so it looks like Dirksu will go check grapple first before coming back for the other item. And taking another save here. I guess just sign and just reset. Makes sense. If grapple is an item. And meanwhile, Ozzy does check the Croc E. Sees that Spazer Beam, but says, no thanks. Not when I got the Plasma. So this is unfortunately not a Spazer Seed. And let's see what is here at a grapple. It's Charge Beam. That is definitely worth the pickup. This early in the seed, you have Plasma. Don't have to worry about missile and super missile ammo. At least not nearly as much. However, in terms of I guess progression, Charge still doesn't really unlock anything. So we'll have to see whether these runners decide to stay in Norfair. They still have Bubble Mountain to check. But I think it's more likely that they both decide to go back to check Kraid's lair and the Brinstar locations they missed. But yeah, we will see. The health is looking okay. 3+1 is oh no, and Dirksu wanted to spark into the item and is unfortunately the worst thing he could find. Not only does he not want the item, he's gonna have to do the menu of shame. Yeah, that's the rage super. I completely understand that. So Aussie, okay, so Aussie's actually gonna stay. Okay, that's interesting. There are 3 items here, but he has to keep in mind that there's really nothing here that's gonna give him a lot of progression besides a suit. But yes, either suit is definitely, he would love to see that. Let's see where Dirksu decides to go. Oh, it looks like Dirksu will stay in Bulb Mountain as well. Meanwhile, Ozzy is going to check the Norfair Reserve location first. And just an E-Tank, but Ozzy will definitely be happy to pick that up since, again, suitless Bulb Mountain checks are not fun at all. And Dirksu gonna follow closely behind. Gonna check the same location first. And Ozzy is gonna be the first to the speed booster location. And Screw Attack. That's always a great pickup. It actually, I'd say, helps around here when you're doing suitless hell runs. But again, it's not really the progression that I imagine he's looking for. Dirksu will certainly be happy to pick up that Screw Attack as well. So doing another quick refill for heading over to the Wave Beam location. Ooh, Ice Beam. Ice will definitely help Turian since they won't have to pick up 15 power bombs. But since we have no suits found, it's gonna have to be back up to Kraid's Lair and Brinstar for these runners. And Ice Beam, yes, it does make the unlikely, but it is a possibility that we might have a suitless seed with that ice and high jump. Ozzy choosing to save here at Business Center again. I'm not sure whether that's faster than the save in front of Kraid. But I mean, well, that's certainly where he's going next. Don't forget this is boss Rando, so ooh, Dirksu really close there, leaving the wave beam, but he does get out. Yeah, that run in and out of wave beam is actually notoriously tricky. And yeah, so since this is boss Rando, we could have any of the 4 bosses here at Kraid, and honestly, for those runners' sakes, I kind of hope that it's just vanilla. They could use some more items here. Oh, and it's Dragon. Can they actually... Yeah, no. Ozzy's just gonna take the the death reset. Yeah, I don't believe, no, they can't get out. They don't have grapple or spring ball or even enough ammo for Crystal Flash. Yeah, nice April Fools by the seed. So fortunately it's a dead end here at Kraid, so I mean we've got 2 options here. Either go back to Brinstar or go take a gamble to Wreck Ship. And Dirksu is also going to check the Kraid boss location and be very disappointed that it is not the massive Dino Kraid. And Dirksu is staying here. He's not resetting just yet. Ozzy making a nice pit stop at the Slivers refill. I always approve of that. Dirksu is and okay, Ozzy's going for the X-ray check. I do like this play too, considering he definitely knows the quick deboost strat, and this could definitely be a very important item here. And meanwhile, Dirksu, this fight is not fun at all. Suitless amount of damage takes. Yeah, he just gonna have to unfortunately bow to that fight, but it's okay. He did I assume save at the Business Center. And meanwhile, Ozzy, unfortunately, his early X-ray play is not rewarded. Just finds a reserve tank. And trying for that the morph, which is really tricky with high jump, and just gives up like, alright, just lay down the power bomb instead. And Ozzy is going to be on his way back to Brinstar, or Green Brinstar, for those missed checks. They're actually also taking the Sloater's refill. Will he make the X-ray gamble? And it looks like he will as well, turning off that screw attack. Unfortunately, he will not be pleased with what he finds there. Ozzy finds Wave Beam at Charge Beam location. And we actually do have a full beam combo. You don't see that too often. And Dirksu looks like he has a setup. Oh no, he jumped a little bit too high on that last jump. But he does have high jump and speed, so he should be fine here to get up. And ice. Yeah, this shouldn't be too much of a problem. And it looks like just another E-tank behind Waterway. Dirksu getting trolled by that waiver. Okay, he does get up. But not the payout you would want here. Sees the Kappa tank and nopes out of there. See? Does remember he has Wave Beam. Finds just another E-tank at the wave gate. Ooh, Dirksu's got to be a little bit careful here. He's taking some spike damage. He can only take one more. Okay, nice D-boost. So he does manage to get out. When Dirksu is gonna make the play towards ship. That's a nice, interesting gamble, but okay. And Ozzy finds just a reserve tank, so Dirksu did not really miss out on anything by making this play. I would have said that this play is pretty risky considering how many locations he's skipping, but it really looks like Green Brinstar was empty as well. So the runner's still looking for a lot of progression here, because we don't really have any options left. It's just Gauntlet and Wreck Ship if Fantoon is actually there. Other than that, it's a 4 suitless. It could be Kraid up here too. That's another possibility. If it's Kraid, then they do have one location available. Right, and Dirksu is going to go to Gauntlet first, which we know, yes, cannot be a suit, but it could be... Actually, I'm not really sure. I think the best thing could be is just Grapple or Spring Ball for progression. And Ozzy looks like he's on his way there as well. Dirksu, yeah, he's gonna set up for the spark through the gauntlet. I like that call. And so is Ozzy. We got oh, Ozzy didn't open the door. He's gonna spark to get to the door. And what's that gauntlet? It is Spring Ball. So suitless alerts, although we're still looking for Grapple if the suitless run goes all the way to Bot Wound's location. Oh, and it looked like Ozzy was trying to do a wraparound on the right side, but fortunately didn't quite hit the door there. open the door. Yeah, so again, there's not really a choice, especially for Ozzy. Ozzy's done the checks in Brinstar, so he knows that um Wreck Ship is going to either have it's gonna have to be Crater Fantoon, since they can't fight Ridley right now. And Dirk's gonna just continue to skip the Brinstar checks. I mean, risky, but we know that it actually is the right play here. Again, both runners pretty much in the same locations, but Dirksu is at least way behind in checks since he has not done the Brinstar clear. And yes, it will be just a vanilla Fantoon, so that is certainly this is what Dirksu was hoping for. Since Fantoon will open up those wreck ship checks once he's defeated. Interestingly, Dirksu is not choosing to use his full beam combo. Or not full beam combo, but his very powerful beam combo. But he should be taken down. While Ozzy takes down Fantoon at the same time as well, actually. Got synchronized Fantoon explosions. Ozzy's is slightly ahead. So yes, as I said, since Dirksu knows a lot less about the seed, so for his sake, we're hoping, or he's hoping that it's not or that a ship is actually stacked, because there still is the possibility of a suitless Meridia in play here. And our first location is just an E-tank at Wreck Ship Supers. We'll say that I guess I'm a little surprised that Dirksu is not turned back on his screw attack still. So I would assume screw attack is useful enough right now in this early stage. Even though, I mean, we're early stage, but it's already 33 minutes in. Alright, Ozzy's gonna see the Wreck Ship E-tank location now. And it's X-ray. Well, they are able to, I mean, I guess we're kind of happy to be able to microwave bosses, but still not the progression we're looking for. Actually going back into the menu, but still choosing not to use that screw attack, seemingly enough. And I imagine he will also keep this this X-ray pickup. Ozzy sees just an E-tank at the Wreckship Reserve. So looks like ship could be a as well. We've only got one more location here. And if it's not a suit, then it's gonna have to be the suitless Meridia. Yeah, and I mean Dirksu definitely praying that this is a suit. Otherwise, there's no doubt in his mind that he's gonna have to go back to Brinstar, where he will be losing a lot more time. All right, here's the moment of truth. Ozzy will be the first to see the gravity location. And it's grapple. And that is not good for Dirksu. Unless he really wants to do the crazy gamble, which I wouldn't think he is, because there's a lot of Brinstar locations. But yeah, it's suitless Meridia time for Ozzy. I definitely picked a very interesting seed for my first commentary this season. Although there actually is another interesting play for Ozzy, which is to fight Dragon. In fact, I mean, I'm gonna go on a limb and say that I think he will fight Dragon first, because getting out is a lot easier with the grapple, even though that's not in logic. I know that he is able to do that escape. And yeah, chat bring up as well. Killing Dragon first would help, since that would unlock the plasma door in Meridia. It looks like Ozzy will not fight Dragon just yet. It's gonna go straight up into Meridia, which is totally fine. It's just following the progression of the seed. And actually, considering they do have the full suitless kit, Mama Turtle is also not required to be progression. It could just be bot wound. And yeah, Dirksu unfortunately is not going to take the suitless risk. He's going back to do his Brinstar clears, and that's going to put Ozzy pretty firmly in the lead. Considering it's such a slow seed and there have been so many checks, Ozzy knows exactly where he has to go in order to finish it. Ooh, nice. Very nice from Ozzy, using that fish. Freezing that fish in the right location so you can springwall jump up there and skip the long way to get to Mama Turtle. And it's just an E-Tank at Mama Turtle. So Bot Woon is, I believe, guaranteed to have a suit. No, I don't believe for Varia, the Varia randomizer site, Sandpit is not in Logic. A suitless Sandpit. Ozzy, though, with some very nice movement, suitless movement on his way to Bot Woon. Some more grapple jumps to get up toward that Metroid pre-Bot Woon. And meanwhile, Dirksu, I believe that is the last Brinstar check he has to do, so he should now be realizing that it's a suitless Meridian required. And Ozzy with a very quick Bot Woon fight, obviously. And berry suits at Bot Woon. So, unfortunate for the runners, they're going to have to backtrack all the way down to Lower Norfair. And yeah, that's especially bad for Dirksu. Since Ozzy now knows Gravity's forced into Lower Norfair. Although, oh wait, Ozzy is continuing on. Okay, this is very interesting. I'm not positive this is faster, but he does know that the boss at Dragon's location is Kraid. Yeah, so actually, yeah, now I think about it, yeah, I know Ozzy can do this easily, but this might. I'm not sure if it saves time. He has to do this suitless, since all this is non-logic, but he does save the time of getting out of Meridia suitless. Oh, and Dirksu actually will do the Dragon play, which unfortunately we know is not exactly going to pay off. It's not the various he was looking for. But I do like this decision by Dirksu here, since he probably knows he's behind at this point, considering he's had to check every single location. And Dirksu with a very simple microwave Dragon fight. And of course, we'll check the item, which we know can't be Varia or Gravity. And unfortunately, it is just an E-Tank. Yeah, Ozzy is actually in go mode once he leaves Meridia. Since he can get out of Dragon as well with a grapple jump, even though that's not logic. And going down to Lower North Fair is no problem. Dirksu, meanwhile, is doing this grapple jump, which is a grapple escape, which is really rough, especially when you don't have the Varisuit, as you're taking massive damage. Ooh, from Electric Port. Oh, he gets it. There we go. Nice escape by Dirksu. And okay, looks like Dirksu is gonna take this refill up here, which you don't see that too often. Ozzy taking Sandpit on the way out of Meridia. And I mean, honestly, there's no real point to bother even checking this item. But he will check it nonetheless. I mean, yeah, these wall jumps suitless are really, really, really tight. Are the reason why they were removed. This is not in logic in the very rando. And he's not even going to bother. And I don't blame him for that, since that Sandpit item really could not have been a useful item anyway. And meanwhile, Dirksu has begun his Suitless Meridia. And looks like he will take the longer route up toward Mama Turtle. It looks like chat actually saying that Ozzy did see the item at Sandpit. Apparently it was bombs. Oh yeah, and also, yeah, it looks like Ozzy skipped Dragon, which does make sense. Well, I wouldn't say it's strictly better, because Grav, having to go to GT is a bit of a detour. But it makes sense since at least having Grav for the Dragon fight does speed it up. And you might as well... Actually, no, it makes sense. Because you might as well just do Dragon on the way out. Since he is in go mode. And Dirksu, meanwhile, is going to be disappointed by what he finds at Mama Turtle, as he realizes that Bot Moon will be holding the suit he's looking for. And I believe Ozzy, as expected, I believe he skipped Screw Attack. Don't think it's worth the time sink on the off chance it is Gravity Suit. Well, it was a 1 in 3. Who just misses that first grapple for Dirksu. Hits himself in the wall. He's going to try that again. And is able to get across this time. Ozzy choosing to use that plasma beam to kill both the Metal Pirate Room. And as we we do know this is a vanilla Ridley location. Gonna drop a little bit. I mean, he has full beam combo though, so the fight is not a problem by any means. With charge beam. See, in the second phase already, and gonna unload those supers. And really should be down. Yep. There he goes. And yeah, check the Ridley item. Worth the time. And there it is. There's a gravity suit for Ozzy. So, I mean, he was already in go mode, but that will make his Dragon fight just a little bit faster. And meanwhile, Dirksu finally picking up his Varia suit. And we'll see whether he decides to press on or head back to Lower North Fair. And looks like he will continue with the full Suitless Meridia clear as well. I mean, he knows that obviously it's going to be just a crate here. So doing the the Suitless run to at least Dragon's vanilla location isn't that bad. Oh, but he gets into the sand. Never want to do that when you have no gravity. Oh no, and he decides to just reset. Oh, that's rough. He did have a save here at bot right before botwood, so it'll be okay for him. But yeah, I guess just didn't want to have to deal with getting out of the sand pit. And meanwhile, Ozzy is quickly making his way out of Norfair, going to go back to Crate's vanilla location, which is that's not something you say every day. Your last boss is where Crate normally is. And meanwhile, Dirksu back again to microwave Batoon for the second time. And Ozzy has every method imaginable. He can kill Dragon, he can fry the shrimp, he can microwave the shrimp, he can speed through the shrimp. And taking the simple way, it's always easiest to microwave things, as bad as it tastes. Yeah, never microwave your shrimp, guys. It ruins it. Yeah, meanwhile, Dirksu was able to, at least this time, make his way over to Dragon's vanilla location. Putting that grapple beam to good use. And going inside, okay, taking another save. Which is a little interesting, since he should know that it is a crate over here. Ooh, and Dirksu just a little off with that timing for the Raid quick kill. But yes, one charge, fully charged shot, absolutely destroyed Raid, and he takes him down. and Ozzy is almost already entering in. And honestly, this time, considering how slow the Seawood is, this is a really good time still. And very nice movement through the Metroid room so far. And he's just gonna blast through everything, not even gonna bother with the grouping. And he's already through. Also has all the gear he needs for a baby skip, which I don't doubt he will be able to get on in this case. And a very textbook baby skip performed right there. And Dirksu's going back through bot wound suitless. Don't believe this is faster than taking that sand pit, because he's gonna have to do a reverse ice clip. Ooh, Ozzy barely misses the speed Zeb skip. He's going to just do the regular old ice skip, not the down back. And Dirksu grabbing that Metroid over. And is able to reverse ice clip out of there. Ozzy making work of Mother Brain so far. Full beam combo. A very fast and painless 20 beam fight. 20 shot fight for Mother Brain 2. I'm gonna go for stand-up also. Has more than enough tanks to do that. Meanwhile, Dirksu is finally just making his way out of the Sleepless Meridia and can head down to Lower Norfair for his final boss. I mean, if everyone were to play the Seed, this would certainly be one of the fastest times, if not the fastest time, considering how slow this progression was. And it looks like Ozzy with a pretty much perfect stand-up. Very nice. Only needed a couple of Hyper Beam shots from Mother Brain 3. And he will be on his way out through the escape. Ooh, he wanted to go for the blue bomber. Doesn't get it the first time. And not gonna bother with another attempt there. Well, I have seen harder seeds, but this is pretty high up there in the how slow it's been. Ozzy nailing the Behemoth Spark into the parlor. Just a couple more rooms left. And we have a dot done from Ozzy with the official SRL time of 1 hour, 5 minutes, and 47 seconds. GG from Ozzy. GG to Ozzy. Yes, and that is a world record for the seed so far, but definitely a really, really good time. And it looks like Ozzy will be joining us for an interview. Hey Ozzy, GG.
Hey Plum.
So, really, really interesting seed, to say the least there.
Yeah, classic slow seed.
Yeah, no, that reminded me of the seeds from like 2 seasons ago, back when we would have late power bombs and the double suitless too. I found it actually kind of interesting that you two ended up taking mostly the same route, leaving the Brinstar checks for later. And so I assume that was just, I mean, a decision that you wanted to clear Norfair since you were there.
Yeah, I was there. Croc's pretty safe to get to. And then it's just whether I wanted to do the Bubble Mountain checks because they were kind of slow with my health, but I could do them. And then after that, I think there's a choice between a wreck ship, like the boss. But that was kind of a gamble. There's also, I could have gone to Mama Turtle for a one-off.
Yeah, well, I think it's especially difficult for both of you just because of the boss Rando. So it could have been not even Fantoon at the ship. And Mama is always a huge gamble, I know that, since of how slow the check is when you still have locations left.
Mama would have been big gamble. Ship was huge gamble. And then Brinstar was 3 items we missed, plus X-Ray and Gauntlet. So it's just the density was Brinstar.
Yeah, so like Dirksu, as I mentioned, he did pretty much the same thing you did. I think the only divergence was, I believe he went the ship first before Brinstar, so he made that gamble. But yeah, in the end, it didn't really end up changing anything, just because unfortunately, at least unfortunately for Dirksu, since he was a little bit behind, he was forced to do all the checks since the suitless was required for the seed.
Yeah. Another thing from if you're gonna gamble wreck ship, then you can go straight to Meridia, I'd say. Read the seed as being a really slow progression speed.
Yeah, that's true too. Just because of, I mean, honestly, where the seed kind of put you, like, because at least in the beginning you had no options.
Yeah.
Because where power bombs were, so you couldn't even make like an early wreck ship play, anything like that.
Yeah, we were forced to high jump for power bombs. But from there, we had to assemble the Meridia item set.
Yeah, another thing is that which I assume, at least I wasn't sure at first, but I assume what you did of just full clearing the Meridia was faster than getting gravity first, backtracking in gravity first.
Yeah, definitely. Like from where I was at the Batuni tank, just beat the boss. Then I checked Sandpit on the way out because I couldn't remember if gravity could be there or not. I don't think it can.
Yeah, no, not in the very randos logic.
Still, charged plasma pretty early on was nice.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I actually I found it funny because you guys were synced for a very long time, I'd say, up until the Bubble Mountain checks. Because I saw you went to Croc directly. He went to Croc directly, but actually took Croc Speedway after his ice check. So I believe your Croc fights were completely synced. But yeah, getting Charge Beam was a already good enough reward for checking that early.
Yep, definitely. Like, you do Croc like before Bubble Mountain for E tanks and such, but Charge is good too. And I don't know. The seed was a slow. I don't want to see slow when I'm playing very randomizer. It is what it is.
Yeah, I mean the boss Rando played a little bit into it, but I mean most of the time just Suitless Meridia. The seed, most of those seeds play out, the same way. It's kind of having to check everything. So it mainly just comes down to whether one person's willing to take an insane gamble and just the movement really.
Yeah, like I have an edge in suitless movement, so I figured that I'd pull ahead there.
But yeah, I think that's at least pretty much everything I had in mind. Talk about the seed. As you mentioned, pretty much just linear. Just had to check everything. I don't know, any other comments? Otherwise, I'll probably just wait for Dirksu to finish this and talk to him if he's willing.
Nope, that's it for the seed. Thanks for doing comms.
Yeah, thanks. Good game.
GG.
And looks like Dirksu will, he's finishing. He's gonna play out the seed. Oh, nice. Speedball to the parlor. And I think I caught out of the corner of my eye. He doesn't have gravity. I believe he just rage decided not to collect that gravity suit, which I do not blame him for from how the seed went. And while Dirksu is making his way through the Metroid rooms, I guess I'll take a look at the schedule, since this is a very busy week with a lot of races coming up. So if you want to watch more Super Metroid, there's plenty to see. Um, we have I believe 2 races coming up. Well, actually, there's another race going on right now. I'm not sure how far they've gone, but we have a race at 8 o'clock Eastern between Sasha Boss and Giggles SR, and another race at 9 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern, like Nevdi versus French Lightning John. So both of those look to be very, very entertaining races. And on Friday, we have a race at 12 p.m. Eastern between OK Beamer and our very own Tracy M. And a lot more. I'm looking at the schedule. There's, I think, 5 or 6 races on Friday. So if you tune in tomorrow, you'll definitely be able to catch at least some amount of Super Metroid Rando. And okay, Dirksu has finished his Metroid rooms. Decides not get the baby skip. And attempt the speed step skip. Always really hard charge to get. Just barely misses it, but has the ice beam for the easy backup. And Dirksu also can have a fastest Mother Brain 2 fight possible. Already in the catch-up phase. And Dirksu will see if he decides to go for stand-up as well. And it looks like he is. Ooh, gonna have to be careful though, since... Ooh! Careful. No gravity makes that stand-up setup just a little bit trickier. But he does get it. Needed those extra reserves. Actually making quick work of Mother Brain, and he will be at long last on his way out of the escape as well. He's gonna... Oh. Doesn't get the blue bomber. Does the backup spark. Ooh, and unfortunately, bonks the spark up the climb. Gonna have to wall jump his way up. But he's almost there. A couple more rooms. No animals still. I approve of that. And we have a dot done from Dirksu with the official SRL time of 1 hour, 21 minutes, and 51 seconds. GG. And it looks like he will also be joining us for an interview. Hi there, Xu. GG.
Yo, thank you.
So, I mean, I can kind of guess what you think, but how's that seed for you?
Well, basically, didn't find barrier, didn't find gravity. Well, I found it, but no. Yeah, should I say? I think I should have gotten for Suitless Meridia way earlier than I did, but I mean, I was thinking that maybe his gravity is somewhere in those areas I did not check, but well, just Rando, you know.
Yeah, no, I definitely can't blame you for not, I mean, I guess not going for earlier. The seed was rough because, I mean, not just because of the late power bombs, but how it kind of routed you. I actually liked what you did with gambling on the ship first, but again, considering it was suitless required, you pretty much were still, like, because of where you were, you pretty much were still forced to do the Brinstar check since there were so many. So it was just kind of unfortunate on it really, just on how it was double suitless.
Yeah, where did Aussie go? What was his route?
You two actually did almost the same things. Like, you were actually in sync, I'd say, until like Bubble Mountain. You both went straight down. Yeah, you did Business Center. You got your power bombs. You checked Cray's location, but you both went straight to Croc. And then did Bubble Mountain. But after that, Ozzy cleared his Brinstar first.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. But his, I think he gained a bit of time. I think his Bubble Mountain checks were a bit faster. So it was basically like you two were about even after the ship was done, but then of course you get to go back and do all the Brinstar checks.
Yeah, I see. Oh well.
Yeah, and he did the same thing as you too with the suitless Meridia. He was I guess comparatively faster with the suitless movement, since that's
Yeah.
not something you have to do very
Yeah,
often.
That's I did not do that very often in the last few months, years. I don't know. So whatever.
Yeah, no, it's definitely
Well-
it's just not common that it's like pure suitless. Like you don't even have a single suit
Mm,
and forced to go into Meridia. So again, not really not really much you can do. The only difference here would be just purely in movement, or if you decide to do the really risky gamble and go to Meridia super early, which is something you would have to like really come up with on the fly
yeah.
and think of like the really small possibility that is the case.
Yeah. I really don't want to gamble on those
Yeah.
small probabilities. Oh well.
But, I mean, overall, I mean, I think it was still a good race. I think you both played, very well. Just the movement differences, and in the end, if like obviously if you both knew that was suitless, then the order of checks you
Mm,
probably would have preferred to take the same route as Ozzy with the checks first.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, well then, thanks for commentating. I'm going to head out. Thanks Ozzy for the race. It was a fun seat, although it was pretty late suits. And yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thanks for it was a good race, GG, and we'll see you maybe next time on your next race.
Bye.
Right. Bye. Okay, and as I guess mentioned before, we do still have some races upcoming. I'd say, I mean, if you want the best chance to see more Super Metroid Rando action, I'd say follow all the Speed Gaming channels, because Speed Gaming has several, and the Rando League races are run on Speed Gaming 2, Speed Gaming 3, and Speed Gaming 4 sometimes. So yeah, the next race will be at 8 p.m. Eastern on Speed Gaming 4. So again, I'm Plumps. Make sure to follow both these excellent runners. Our Tractor J, shout out to Tractor, which was oh man, I'm bad with names. Let me make sure. Yeah, 2D tones. Thank you for tracking, and yeah, we'll see you next time on Super Metroid Rando League.